it was, it was good that we had MCPs because it pushed a lot of companies towards building APIs. And now I can like look at an MCP and just make it into a CLI. But this inherent problem that MCPs by default clutter up your context, plus the fact that most MCPs are not made good in general, make it just not a very useful paradigm. There's some exceptions like Playwright, for example, that requires state and is actually useful. That is an acceptable choice.
So Playwright used for browser use, which I think is already in OpenClaw is quite incredible, right?
Yeah.
You can basically do everything, most things you can think of using browser use.
That gets into the whole arch of every app is just a very slow API now, if you want or not. And that through personal agents, a lot of apps will disappear. Like I built a CLI for Twitter. I mean, I just reverse engineered the website and used the internal API, which is not very allowed.
It's called Bird, short-lived.
It was called Bird because the bird had to disappear.
The wings were clipped.
All they did is they just made access slower. You're not actually taking a feature away. But now, if your agent wants to read a tweet, it actually has to open the browser and read the tweet. And it will still be able to read the tweet. It will just take longer. It's not like you're making something that was possible, not possible. No, now it's just taking, now it's just a bit slower. So it doesn't really matter if your service wants to be an API or not. If I can access it in the browser, it is API. It's a slow API.
Can you empathize with their situation? Like, what would you do if you were Twitter, if you were X? Because they're basically trying to protect against other large companies scraping all their data.
Yeah.
But in so doing, they're cutting off like a million different use cases for smaller developers that actually want to use it for helpful, cool stuff.
I think if you have a very low per day baseline per account that allows read-only access, would solve a lot of problems. There's plenty automations where people create a bookmark and then use OpenClaw to like find the bookmark, do research on it, and then send you an email with like more details on it or a summary. That's a cool approach. I also want all my bookmarks somewhere to search. I would still like to have that.
So read-only access for the bookmarks you make on X. That seems like an incredible application because a lot of us find a lot of cool stuff on X. We bookmark. That's the general process of X. It's like, holy shit, this is awesome. Oftentimes, you bookmark so many things, you never look back at them. It would be nice to have tooling that organizes them and allows you to research it further.
Yeah, I mean, and to be frank, I told Twitter proactively that, hey, I built this and there's a need. And they've been really nice, but also like, take it down. Fair, totally fair. But I hope that this woke up the team a little bit that there's a need. And if all you do is making it slower, you're just reducing access to your platform. I'm sure there's a better way. I'm very much against any automation on Twitter. If you tweet at me with AI, I will block you. No first strike. As soon as it smells like AI, and AI still has a smell, especially on tweets, it's very hard to tweet in a way that does look completely human. And then I block. Like I have a zero tolerance policy on that. And I think it would be very helpful if like tweets done via API would be marked. Maybe there's some special cases and there should be a very easy way for agents to get their own Twitter account. We need to rethink social platforms a little bit. If we go towards a future where everyone has their agent and agents maybe have their own Instagram profiles or Twitter accounts or can like do stuff on my behalf, I think it should very clearly be marked that they are doing stuff on my behalf and it's not me. because content is now so cheap. Eyeballs are the expensive part. And I find it very triggering when I read something and then I'm like, oh, no, this smells like AI.
Yeah.